Yo, what is up guys? It's Jinxin here again with another Throne and Liberty dual weapon build. And this time I'll be introducing to you guys dual crossbows, which is my 7th dual weapon build so far. And before I start the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I do these for fun. So please don't take it that I'm trying to troll or not understanding how the game works. Like, yes, I get it that this is not how you should be playing the game and that it is very inefficient, but I don't see a problem so far, because every PvE contents that I do, I can manage to finish them all. So if any of you guys are interested in trying out my build, I suggest studying boss mechanics and stuff before jumping in. So with that being said, I chose Infinite Steel Crossbow as my main hand weapon because it has a base attack speed of 0.45 attack per second, which is one of the highest attack speed crossbow. And on top of that, it also has 28% offhand attack chance, as well as 7% cooldown speed. And for my stat stick, I chose the Rex crossbow, because currently, it's the best in slot crossbow due to the massive amount of bonus damage that it provides. And not only that, but it also gives 11 dexterity, which is the main attribute for crossbow, as well as the passive, which helps with sustain a little bit. The bonus damage run synergies on the weapons are also absolutely important, because it's difficult to get bonus damage on gears, because the majority of your skill damage has below 100% damage modifier, so bonus damage is extremely effective on crossbow. I use Phantom Wolf Mask because it gives a pretty decent amount of dexterity, as well as having cooldown reduction trait on top of its own 3% as well. And the mana recovery on it is also a crucial stat for crossbow. And then to get the 18 bonus damage set effect, I use the Phantom Wolf Gloves since it gives me a huge amount of attack speed and dexterity. Swirling Essence Robe is amazing because not only it gives you 8 stat points in total, but it also gives you heavy attack chance, which is pretty hard to get in general. And the 3 wisdom that it gives is not completely useless either, since wisdom also gives you mana recovery. And speaking of mana recovery, you also have to make sure to prioritize maximizing that trait on the robe as well. I honestly kind of regret picking Shadow Harvest trousers and boots, because the stats that they give are kind of not suitable for the build. Like the boots giving perception, which I don't really need it that much, and the pants also gives perception as well. Although the only bright side is that the pants have a lot of mana recovery on top of having mana recovery trait, so I think it's not too bad overall. And plus, crossbow has quite a few self-buffs, including passive skills like Bloodlust, so maybe perception isn't that bad either. Eldritch Whispers is absolutely a must-have for crossbow as well, because the bonus damage it provides comparing to Supreme Devotion Cape is just so much better. Although arguably, Supreme Devotion might be better due to the huge amount of mana recovery that it has as well, Templar Choker is really good in my opinion, because for crossbow we need as much mana management as possible, and Templar Choker gives mana cost reduction on top of mana recovery. Although I find it a bit cringe that they gave it health recovery trait instead of mana, so it kinda sucks. Primal King Bracers goes without saying. Super good bracelet that gives you the highest amount of bonus damage out of all bracers. And also don't forget to get the bonus damage rune synergy as well, instead of attack speed. Eldritch Iceband is pretty good as well, because not only it gives you the highest amount of dexterity, but it also has mana recovery trait. I never paid attention to Abyssal Graceband before, up until now, when mana management poses a huge problem for me with crossbows. The 12% reduced mana cost is actually massive, alongside the attack speed increase. And plus, it also got mana recovery trait. Spectral Skulls belt is really good because it's the only belt that gives dexterity anyway, and it also have a total of an over 100 mana recovery if you have the trait on it. Overall with this setup, I don't even have close to 1000 crit chance. But I think it's kinda okay, because the thing with bonus damage is that it's just a flat increase, right? Meaning it doesn't have max or min damage, so whether you crit or not won't affect it too much on the multi-hit skills. In general, just make sure to prioritize the mana stuff, because without it you can't do damage, right? Here's the specializations that I use for crossbow, and I think it's pretty standard and not trolling, like my last dual greatsword video. I like Mortal Mark more than Detonation Mark because I build a lot of bonus damage, so I think Mortal Mark would benefit more from it due to the low skill modifier on the extra hits. For the Mother Nature's Protest, I usually use the Frost effect because it kinda helps me kite melee mobs better. And plus the weaken effect is important for your quickfire skill to do extra damage. The flame effect has 7% less damage modifier, but in exchange for that, it applies the weaken fire effect, which does some damage over time. So I think the flame effect is more beneficial for you guys overall. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention that with the Frost effect. When you use your Wind Snatcher skill on a target that you already debuffed with Frost, it will give you an attack speed buff that lasts 3 seconds. You can also activate that Wind Snatcher buff by using Explosive Trap to decrease your enemy's movement speed. But I can't be bothered to do all that since it requires you to plan it out a bit due to the delayed explosion. As for combo, there really isn't anything like a combo, but you just need to make sure to use Diffusion before using Mortal Mark, and then the Spinner skill, Nimble Leap, will also reset both your Quickfire and Recoil Shot skills. So you just need to remember to use those 2 skills after Nimble Leap. And then your Rapid Shot will also reset your Nimble Leap skill, so when you use both Nimble Leap stacks, you can use Rapid Shot to recover another stack.